It's a little cold, isn't it? That's fine. Just means that the cuddles will be extra pristine later. And it means while we're walking along, I get to hold your hand. Oh, you'd hold my hand even if it was really hot. Thank you, puppy. Your hand is so warm and so soft as always. You know, I'm really glad you agreed to come out for a little stargazing on our trip. I know you're not always super comfortable staying away from your home or my place, so it really means a lot that you offered to do this when I complained about not being able to see any stars. I mean, we are on holiday here in Tasmania, so I'm sure you already didn't mind doing something a bit different since we're away from home in Melbourne. But still, I know this isn't exactly the stuff you're used to, but you knew I really wanted to see the stars, because there's more light pollution in Melbourne. You're just so thoughtful like that, puppy, and I really appreciate it. You're such a good boy. And Tassie's just such a great place to holiday. I mean, have you enjoyed the views on the drives we've gone on so far? The sunny beaches, the cool rainforests, icy rivers. It's just all so diverse. And the food as well. Those oysters from the bay were just so good, so fresh. They were just perfect with a squeeze of lemon and just a bit of freshly ground pepper. And I really do have to say, you picked a great Airbnb as well. I really appreciate the cottagecore vibes with the house and its gardens. Lots of space, and just up this hill, the perfect place to lie down and watch the stars. Did you have that blanket still? Oh, perfect. Let's lay it down here and... lying down with my handsome werewolf boyfriend. Well, since we are stargazing, as you know, I did do some research and I took a couple notes about some of the constellations we might see today. Hey, don't call me a nerd. I just thought, rather than looking at the sky cluelessly, it would be better for me to do a bit of reading so we could figure out what people have already named some of these constellations. I know. We can have a go at coming up with our own constellations ourselves too, puppy. There's no need to get so excited. Okay. Now, from memory, the easiest place to start would be... over there. The Southern Cross. Well, it's usually called the Crux, but hopefully you know that for us in the Southern Hemisphere, the popular name is Southern Cross. Crux just means cross in Latin anyway. Right. It's most famous for being visible mainly in the Southern Hemisphere. But did you know that it used to be... what was it? Right, you used to be able to see it in the Northern Hemisphere. Yeah. Do you want to guess why, puppy? That's correct. Oh, you're such a smart boy, aren't you? Mwah. Mwah. You really like me praising you, don't you? But you are right, though. The position of stars changed with time. The ancient Greeks actually used to consider it part of their constellation Centaurus, but because it started to be lower than the horizon in Europe, people start to forget about it. But, of course, now lots of people recognize it because it's so important for people in the southern hemisphere. I mean, after all, it's on our flag, it's on the New Zealand flag as well. Well, I should probably say Aotearoa flag, but what's interesting as well is actually a lot of constellations have similar stories or characters behind them between the indigenous Australians and the ancient Greeks. What did I read? Oh, right. The constellation Gemini, who are twins to the Greeks, are brothers to the Wergaia nation, who hunt down a kangaroo. Oh, and there's also Orion. I mean, he's upside down for us, but obviously right side up for the Greeks. And who is Orion for the Greeks is Bayam for the Wiradjuri people. Except Bayam has tripped and is falling over the horizon, and that's why he's upside down. Just like Orion's upside down for us. Isn't that so cool? It's just, for thousands upon thousands of years, people have looked up at the cosmos and sought to tell stories for one generation to the next. It's really beautiful, isn't it, puppy? Oh, and speaking of constellations of significance, I also remember when you introduced me to your sister, talking to her about astrology stuff. Yes, I was talking to her about it. What of it? I mean, you weren't the one who explained werewolf constellation mythology to me after all. She did. Oh, right, sorry. Incanted people mythology. But you still didn't explain it to me because you don't care? But it's your culture. And like, isn't a lot of it true? You know, the stuff about magic users drawing their power from the stars. Don't they? I mean, that's what your sister said. She said, people are born with a constellation that guides your magic, your fate. Sorry, I can't really intimidate her well. But that's just what she said to me. She said that Western astrology isn't accurate enough, but other systems of measuring the stars are. And it's some of those systems, like the Hindu ones, that a lot of incanted people use to figure out what their potencies in magic are. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, puppy. I can understand you not liking the notion that your destiny is already written in the stars. That you might not actually have control over things in your life. But some things really are out of your control, aren't they? Like, it was pretty much luck that we met in that park. It wasn't exactly your choice to spend all your mana up, so you collapsed on the floor out of exhaustion, right? And it was luck that I came along. So it was your choice to expend all your mana during a pack fight and get abandoned by your mates. Gotcha. Well, maybe some things really are just up to fate. Mm. 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 Hmm? Did you see that, puppy? I wonder what that could have... Wait, I think I know what that might be. Hang on, where is south? Ah, look over there, puppy. Can you see just that faintest red tinge on the horizon there? No, it's not the sunset. What are you seeing? No, that direction is south, so there wouldn't really be anything like a sunset there. I think that's the Aurora Australis. Isn't it so pretty? Yeah. It's reported that they very rarely make a crackling sound, but I can't hear anything like that. And unfortunately, it's a little bit difficult to see. If it does get a bit brighter, which I think it is, I'm seeing like some red, a little bit of orange, some greens. Huh? You think it's really bright? And the crackling? Oh, no, I see. That just must be your werewolf vision and hearing at work, baby. I can understand you've got much better eyesight and hearing than I do. Actually, for most people, they need to bring a DSLR and then edit the image to bring out the colours when they're witnessing an Aurora Australis. You'll have to describe it to me, baby, because I'm just seeing a tinge of red on the horizon. Well, I already know it's beautiful, baby. Not as beautiful as me. Where's this flirting coming from? Jeez. Well, flirting aside, we're extremely lucky that we can even see some of it. 'Cause, people usually have to plan these sorts of things. And even then, there's a lot of chance involved. We're just lucky that it was clear skies today. We just happened to come out today for some stargazing. I really am just so lucky. I'm fortunate that I ran into you in that park after your pack fight. I'm lucky that your pack mates left you behind, so I had to cuddle you in your wolf form, mistaking you for a husky, until you had enough mana to walk back to my apartment. I'm fortunate that you were this handsome, strong, gentle wolf boy that asked me out, because the gods know that I wouldn't have had the confidence to do so for you. Even things like being a streamer as a part-time job between uni stuff. It means that I have plenty of free time for my little puppy. You know, I really do have so much to be grateful for. Hang on. What am I doing? I'm having my epic, super cool movie moment. Don't laugh at me. I'm standing in front of the Aurora Australis and saying this to you. Puppy, baby, I'm so grateful that I have you in my life. I'm so fortunate that I have you in my life where I can share all the blessings of this wonderful world with you. uh, uh, I think that what I'm trying to say. I think what I'm trying to say is I love you. I love you so much, and I really am fortunate to be with you. Thank you. Thank you, puppy. I'm glad you feel the same way. Hearing you say I love you too just it makes me feel so warm and fuzzy inside. The same way I felt when we cuddled for the first time and you held me in your arms. Every time you just hold my hand, look at me, give me a kiss. You make me feel so warm and amazing. I just love you so much. I know. Since we're sharing such a special moment under the stars, and you wanted to do this before, why don't we also come up with our own sort of constellation together? What about that one over there? Can you see where I'm pointing? You'll have to get a little bit closer to my arm. Yeah, there. It looks kind of like an H, but you could kind of see it like two people standing next to each other. Wait, really? You're kidding. That's your constellation. Oh, wow. No, your sister certainly didn't tell me what your constellation was. Does it have a name? Unitatis Aeternum. Does that mean eternal unity? United forever? Huh. It's meant to be about finding someone to be with forever, huh? That sounds nice. I hope that I end up being that person for you. I love you so much, puppy. I love you so goddamn much, baby. Hi there. Thank you so much for listening to this audio. I really hope you enjoyed it. It was a really interesting one to research. I wasn't actually expecting to find out about the comparison between ancient Greek and Aboriginal Australian constellations, but it was really lovely to read about. I've left the links in the description below, so I really recommend you check those out. Otherwise, I'd like to give a huge shout out to my patrons, especially my pack alphas. It's thanks to them that I'm able to do what I love and get through med school at the same time. If you've listened all the way to the end of this video, thank you. As you know, we have a little bit of a club for those who get to the end of the video. So if you've listened this far in, I'd like you to comment any star-related emoji and I'll give it a heart react. I do apologize for the significant delay between the last Atlas video and this one, but I'm aiming to start serializing my content a little bit better so there's better continuity and you're not waiting months between installments. I hope you enjoy this audio, and I hope you have a wonderful day, or evening, or afternoon, or wherever you are. Alrighty, this has been Orth. See you around.